y'all doing? Today is Thursday, December 1st, 2022. And I hope y'all are doing good. I'm on my way to meet someone for a walk in the park. And just wanted to come on and say hello. And also to say something that was on my mind before. You know how you have these thoughts and you need to get them out before they escape you. But I was thinking about the Shanquella Robinson case, and I know a lot of people have had their say, on what's going on, and a lot of people are, myself included, are upset about what happened to that young lady. She was beautiful. She was smart. She had so much ahead of her, and for her life to be just cut short by people that she thought she could trust, it's just sad. But I was getting, as I was getting ready to leave out, I had a lot of thoughts in my mind about her, and I just want to say, people probably would not see this video 9 times out of 10 they won't, but I just want to say that, I am so sorry that y'all are going through this. I'm so sorry. Words probably can't explain how you are feeling right now. And I am going to be praying for you all, lifting you up in prayer, that God will comfort and keep you during this time. And that these people who are responsible for taking your child away from you, your beautiful daughter away from you, will be held accountable and justice will prevail. And I also wanted to say, it dawned on me as I was moving around and doing things, it came to my mind like, this is a time where things like this happen, and we shouldn't just let it happen and it go over our head and we just get numb and used to stuff like this. We should be learning from this, and especially younger women her age, ambitious young women with so much potential. There are lots of people out here who are so jealous. They are so jealous of you, how you move, what you say, how intelligent that you are. It's so many things that people can get jealous of you over. People can be jealous of you for so many stupid reasons. They can be jealous of your hair, your nails, your car, your job, it's so many stupid things that people can find themselves feeling jealous of you over. But here's the thing about jealousy. The reason people are jealous, this is what I have found over my years of living on earth. The reason people are jealous of anybody is because they don't see the potential in themselves. They don't love themselves. Because when you love yourself, you don't compare yourself to other people. Okay, so yeah, she might have prettier hair than me. Okay, great, it's beautiful. I'm gonna compliment her on that. But it may be something that I have that she doesn't have that she wishes she had. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is why you don't compare yourself, because God made each of us special. And there is something beautiful about, there are several things, beautiful things about each and every one of us. And you may be blessed with that and I don't have it. Well, I may be blessed with that and you don't have that particular, trait, characteristic, or whatever. But if we just learn to appreciate what God gave us, concentrate and focus and build on what God gave us, you would never find yourself getting jealous and envious of anybody. Now, mind you, I have gone through that in my life. Well, I have been jealous of people. That was until I learned to love myself and bless them and compliment them. And I found that, what the Lord showed me years and years ago. I wanted a home, I wanted to purchase a home. And I was in a not so good position at the time, income wise. I had made some poor decisions in my life I was just going through a lot of stuff. And I found myself living in a place where I really didn't want to live, where people would, criticize and say things about the particular neighborhood I lived in, me and my children lived in. But I had to get past that. It bothered me so bad. Their opinions, what people would say used to bother me so bad. But I learned that if you're doing the best you know how to do, and you're not hurting anybody, and you just living your life, and you're striving, and you got goals, ignore these people. Ignore them, because these are the people who are picking at you, trying to, hoping to try to break you, from ever trying to do better. See, they see it in you. They see the determination in you. They see the go get them, the motivation you have. They see your light, and they want to put your light out. They want you to stop right where you are, live the way you're living, and never get better. You gotta prove them wrong. You have to prove them wrong. And I'm gonna say something personal here. So when I had my son, when I got pregnant with my son, I was just about to finish high school. And when I found out, I was scared because I didn't want my parents to know. And I had people telling me, get rid of it, just put this behind you. Don't do it again, and go forward and just be great. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking for people to tell me what to do, because at that time, I just wanted somebody to tell me what to do so I didn't have to carry the weight of making that decision. But I decided, even though the grown-ups in my life, because technically I was almost an adult, months away from being considered adult age, most of the adults were telling me, I think all of them pretty much at the time that I went, no, one didn't, but I'm talking about in the circle that I went to ask what to do, were telling me, get rid of it. There was one young woman that I knew that was in my neighborhood, and my father hated me to hang around her. He didn't want me hanging around her because she looked like a teenager, but she wasn't. She was just a very small built woman, had a very youthful face. She was about 25, 26. She had two children, two sons, and her sons were like 5 and 6 years old. And she was a single mom, and she was the cousin of one of my close friends. And she would be walking, back and forth to the store, and she would kind of walk past our house sometimes to go to the convenience store down the road. And, I became friends with her because she was cousins with a close friend of mine. And I remember my daddy was like, don't hang around her. Birds of a feather flock together, and that girl got a baby and all this stuff. And then, what do you know? Me and her never hung with each other because it wasn't even like that. It was just a speaking thing, and I would go up to her little kids and play with them. Hey, just mess around with her little kids. So we didn't even deal with each other like that. But my daddy didn't even want me to conversate with this girl, with this woman. But anyway, fast forward, not even maybe a year later, I found myself pregnant. And my school counselor, who I confided in, my best friend knew first, because my best friend went with me to go get a free pregnancy test. I'll never forget that. It was at a Catholic church. They were doing free pregnancy tests, and I remember my best friend went with me. When I told her that I had missed my period and everything, I was scared. So she went with me, and I will never forget, they had like a little partition in between us, and I went back there, urinated in a cup and everything. And when that lady came out and told me that it was positive, I just started crying. And I remember my best friend was like, ooh, you in trouble. I mean, like, now I can look back and it's funny now, but oh Lord, it was not funny when it happened. And I remember crying all the way home. But let me say this, because I gotta get out and walk, and I'm gonna have to continue this when I come back, because I'm meeting somebody. My counselor, I remember when I was in her office and I confided in her what was going on. This is a high school counselor. She's a black woman. I remember her. We were sitting face to face with each other, and I was crying. And she pulled on my pants leg, and she was like, "You're not ready for this, mama, 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 mama. You need to get, this is not 1822. You don't have to have this baby. You get rid of it. You go on with your life, you know, and be great," or whatever. And I remember that, you know, I kept that in my mind. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This counselor is telling me this, you know, like I could probably get this done and my parents not even find out, because, you know, I could tell my boyfriend, we could scrape up this money, you know, because I had a little job, little odds and ends jobs that I used to do. I babysat and stuff like that. But God wouldn't let me do it. He just, woo, my heart. So when I did tell my, you know, when I sat down and I confided in my stepmother first, and I told her what was going on, and she was like, "Lord have mercy. Your daddy, he gonna have a fit. He gonna this and he gonna that." And I'm like, "I know. She was like, "I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna give you a couple days to tell him yourself, but you gonna tell him, you know." I was like, "I know." And when I finally got up the courage and I went in there to talk to my daddy, Lord have mercy, when I think about that day, my daddy has passed away. But when I think about the hurt on his face, it chokes me up, because I know I hurt him. I hurt them, you know, because he trusted me and he tried to raise me right. He told me not to do stuff like that, but I was disobedient. But I remember after him yelling at me and me crying, he said, "I'm going to give you 2 days. You know, we don't believe in abortion, but I'm going to give you 2 days to make up your mind what you're going to do." And it was on a Tuesday, so I had till Thursday to come back to him. And he said, "We'll support you either way, but you know, we don't believe in abortion, but if that's what you want to do, we'll support you." And those were, I didn't know I was going to get emotional like this. I might not post this, but those were the 2 most emotional days of my life, because I prayed, I cried. My boyfriend at the time, he was like, you know, he was scared of my daddy. My daddy was gonna kill him. My brother too. That my brother was gonna kill him. But I decided to go ahead and have the baby, because I was thinking, like, what if I never can have anymore? You know, I always be thinking about the child I could have had. So I had him, and I look at him now, and he's a man, he's married, he's got his own family. I'm looking for the person that I'm supposed to be meeting. He's got his own family now. He's got children of his own. And I just look at him sometimes and I'm like, "Lord, I thank you." Because I haven't always done the right thing, but I knew I did the right thing when I had him. So, you know, I didn't plan him. You know, I didn't plan to have him, but I'm just so thankful that he's here. And like I said, I haven't always done the right thing in my life. Everybody makes mistakes, and you know, there's stuff like that. But I just said all that to say that if I would have listened to this woman, and how did I get from the Shanquella Robinson story to this? I don't even know how I got off on this, but I know there's a reason why I'm saying this, because maybe I will upload this, because maybe somebody needs to hear this right now. Believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Believe that God can work things out for you, because people are always saying, you know, God gonna do this and God gonna do that and God gonna make a way. But faith begins where worry ends. When you put your faith and trust in God, that He is gonna make things okay for you. It might be bad right now, but God is gonna see me through, because He said He would never leave you nor forsake you. And that's that. That's what I wanted to say about that. And I did see that my high school counselor years later on Facebook, when I was on Facebook, because now I just gotta I'm there, but there's nothing there. None of my information. I stopped doing that years ago because I just felt like that wasn't a good move, because certain people that I knew from high school was trying to holler. You know how that is, and you married, and I ain't want to have to go through that with my husband. Who is this? Who's that? They all in your DMs, blah, 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 even though you married. So I strayed away from that. I got away from Facebook and stuff like that. But before that, when I did have my account was active, I saw that counselor, and I almost reached out to her because God did work things out for me. He fixed it. He fixed it. And he made my life, I've had to face consequences, because that's one thing. You're not going to get away from the consequences. You're not. You're going to have to go through the consequences of the choice that you make. But he will work it out. You got to trust him, and he will work it out for you. I'm a living witness. He will. He saw me through a lot of things. And with Shanquella Robinson, I don't see this person that I am supposed to be meeting, so I'm going to have to get off and call her. I'm going to have to get off my phone, y'all. But with Shanquella Robinson, I wish that she would have had friends who loved themselves and who could motivate her and root her on and be happy for her. Because from what they said about that girl, she was trying to help them. They were getting PPP loans and starting their businesses, and this girl had like 3 different businesses, braiding hair, clothes, and she had her hand in everything, and she was blessed. What she was doing was prospering, and they weren't. Some of them got loans and they didn't, and they met in college. So all of them from Winston-Salem is where Winston-Salem State College, but I said all that to say, I wish she would have surrounded herself with friends who were positive, who loved themselves. Because if you don't love yourself, you really can't love anybody else. All you can do is try to capture. You remember that poem a long time ago about if you love something or someone, you set them free? It's true, because the person that you love has got to be free to make the choices they want to make, even if that means walking away from you. And that's how God is with us. He loves us so much that we're able to make our own decision. We want to walk away from him if we don't want to serve him, if we don't want to believe in him, believe who he is. He gives us a choice to do that. He gives us a life to be able to accept him and his truth or reject him. And that has been my prayer for 2022 for my family, is that we accept and embrace the truth and we reject all lies. And I have told my mother that, and I told her that when it came to, we were having a conversation about religion, denominations and doctrine. We have to, I don't care, you cannot be loyal to a church, you cannot be loyal to a denomination. You have to be loyal to God Almighty. You got to put him first. You got to say, I don't care what I was taught by who. It could have been great grandma, big mama done taught me this and taught me that about God. Big mama might have been, I ain't even gonna name a certain denomination, but she may have been into a false doctrine. Big mama might have believed a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't true. And she might have been bought into it by her mama or somebody in her family. But once you sit down and read the word for yourself and you find out the truth, you got to reject what Big Mama told you. You got to reject what the church, Big Mama Church, taught you, and how you been there for 30 years, or this is my daddy's pew he dedicated, or my parents is buried in the back of the church, or whatever. You got to reject it, and you have to embrace God. You have to turn to him. You have to turn away from religion, and you have to turn to him. Anyway, y'all, wow, I didn't know I was going to pour out like that today, but I'm glad I did, because I hope it helped somebody, because you always going to have people that want to tear folks down, that want to spread malicious lies. Sometimes they want to say stuff that's true that you did years ago, that you did when you was stupid and out in the world or whatever. But these, you got to know that these people don't love themselves. That's why they're trying to tear you down. That's why they're jealous of you and they're trying to, just tear you up. Because they have no love for themselves. Excuse me. And they sure don't love the Lord, because look what they're doing. Okay, y'all. I may come back on to wrap this up, or I might just end it right here. It's a beautiful day. I'm going to try to enjoy some of this walk before the sun goes down. All right. And I would turn the camera. I don't even know how to flip the camera on this phone. I think you can, but I haven't even bothered to find out how to do it yet. But I hope y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. I might put some clips of the park in because it's such a beautiful park. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye.